Hi, and welcome back to another show of Life Addictions, the Recovery Show. Here we talk about life addictions, whether it's drugs, alcohol, food or nicotine, gambling, even procrastination addiction. Every week we bring you some top-notch guests, leaders in the field of the recovery world. Today is no exception. We have with us via phone Debbie Carrol. She's a licensed social worker and she's the executive director of Music Care. Debbie, good morning. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, John. As you mentioned, I'm Debbie Carrol, Executive Director for Music Cares, and we are a safety net for the music industry. We're an entity of the Grammy Awards, and we provide emergency financial assistance to individuals in the music industry who are struggling, and that can be they can be struggling with a personal issue such as a medical condition or dental need or basic living expenses to an addiction issue. About 35% of what we do is we provide funding for individuals who have addictions to get treatment to get them back on a path toward recovery.
You know, I was on your website, musiccare.com, and I saw a video, I think it was of Slash and some other very high-profile people in the music industry. Tell us a little bit about how it is working with people in those high-profile jobs that have fallen and succumbed to addiction. How is that like working in that field?
Well, of course, we help everyone from the names such as Slash and individuals who we all know and love to people that we don't yet know and love who are up-and-coming artists. But individuals who are in a high-profile position have unique needs when they have an addiction issue. Not only are they dealing with what everybody else who has an addiction is dealing with, just the shame and the difficulty with trying to get treatment and to afford treatment, etc., but also, and some of the bigger names don't necessarily have issues with affording it, but they do have issues with confidentiality and dealing with something that is very, very private, given that they are in the public eye. Often they can be, once an addiction or an issue in their personal lives is disclosed, they can be hounded by the media, and they have a difficult time getting the help that they need because of some of the public's perception, and also just given that they are in the public eye. So we're fortunate that many people who have gotten clean and sober or have had an issue with addiction and now are in recovery are able to speak up and say, hey, yes, I'm a known person. I am in the public eye, but I have gotten treatment, and I am here to let other people know that you can get the help that you need and get back to living your life. But there are unique issues that people in the public eye face that the regular population doesn't necessarily have to face, given when they have an issue.
We are on the phone with Debbie Carrol. She is the Executive Director of Music Cares. Debbie, you see a lot of addiction and you see a lot of recovery. What are some of the latest trends? We have a lot of guests on, and we hear that today 7 or 8 out of 10 people that go to rehab are in there for prescription drug addiction or pills of some sort. Do you see that same trend in the field you're in?
We do see it. We see a lot of prescription abuse, but we see a lot of every type of abuse in terms of addiction. So I can't say that prescription meds they are much more prevalent than they were 10 years ago or so, I think with the general population as well as with the music industry. But we also have people that struggle with the typical drugs such as alcohol and other drugs as well. So we see some of that, but not necessarily. I don't know that our numbers indicate that 7 or 8 out of 10 of our folks in the industry are facing issues with prescription drugs, but definitely that is something that is a problem with our folks as well. The one thing that people I think tend to forget, music people are just people too. They're just like you and I. They put their pants on one leg at a time, and they just happen to be in the public eye. So they're tendencies towards addiction can be very similar. The difference is that they perform in unique settings. Often music people perform in bars and are paid with alcohol or sometimes drugs. And so that's an occupational hazard of being a music person that, say, a banker and a lawyer don't necessarily have to deal with. So we at Music Cares help address that as well. How to get clean and sober and kind of in a somewhat crazy environment. So,
well, the landscape in the addiction field is definitely changing as far as what drugs people are using. But how about some of the modalities? You know, we've had some professionals on that are trained new and unique ways. We had a doctor on that was talking about neurotransmitters and having every one of his patients take a blood test and a urine test to find out some of their neurotransmitters and dealing with that directly. We have other doctors that come on and do therapy where they don't actually, trauma resolution therapy, where they don't actually relive it. We have other doctors that come on and say the 12-step model is good, but it needs really updating today's therapy and treatment for drug and alcohol addiction. What are some of the trends and new modalities that you might be implementing or directing some of your clients to?
Well, quite honestly, we don't deal with treatment modalities. What we do, we're all of our staff members who deal directly with our clients are licensed or they're licensed clinicians. So we hire people who have a background and knowledge in not only the addiction field but the mental health field, and we do that mainly to maintain the integrity of our program. We're not mandated to do that, but Music Cares operates much like an employee assistance program for the industry. So we allow the experts who deal with treatment on a daily basis to define what treatment modality is best for our clients. We're a referring agent, and again, a funding agent, and we do get general information about what's going on with our clients before we refer to specific treatment facilities, but we don't pretend to be knowledgeable about treatment modalities, nor do we endorse that we are. We again are here to help guide people and to provide funding to help people get the treatment that they need. We allow the experts to deal with the modalities.
We have Debbie Carrol, Executive Director of Music Care, on the line. Now, Debbie, you hail from Tennessee, is that right?
I am, yes.
That's a great state. Jesse Fortner from the Foundations is there as well, is that right?
He is, yes he is.
We had Jesse on the phone on the Skype on our show about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he talked about his upcoming conference here in Palm Beach at the Breakers Hotel, Fame, Power, and Recovery. And I understand you guys there at Music Care are co-hosting that, is that correct?
We are co-hosting that with Foundations. We're pretty excited about this conference. We think it's going to be extremely educational and interesting to not only people in the treatment field, but managers, artists, anyone dealing with people in the public eye.
We here at Life Addictions, the recovery program, had a booth there last year at the Intervention Conference, and I believe you guys were there as well, right?
We were. We've been there for the past several years, and have been really excited again about our partnership with Foundations. They're one of many entities that we work with on a regular basis to provide treatment to our folks. But Rob Wagner and I were talking about a year and a half ago about this concept, and just given how many individuals who are in the public eye had struggled or stumbled with addiction issues, and how unique it is to treat these individuals and what is the best avenue to do so. And so we decided, let's get a group of people together, not only experts in the treatment field, but some people who are in the public eye who have been through this, and let's talk about it. We need to, again, not only educate the providers, but also those who have issues with addiction who are in the public eye, as well as their handlers, so to speak. And we see a lot of people who are in powerful positions, be it a local clergy individual who's with a prominent church, to a politician, to a musician that they notice that someone is having an issue. How do you deal with that? And many years ago, I think there was more a dynamic of let's take this person back together and do whatever we can to keep them out on the road or to keep them in the public eye to continue to make money, and not really addressing the issue. And now I think some of that has changed. That mentality has changed, and people are much more aware of addictions and the potential fatality involved in having an active addiction. And so individuals are more willing to address it. But still, it's an interesting dynamic. So, again, we thought, let's get people together to talk about it and educate one another about what can be done for folks that are in the public eye or in some sort of powerful position to help them get the treatment that they need in the best possible realm that we can provide as a group dealing with addictions.
Well, I got to tell you, for one, I'm a recovery specialist here in the state of Florida, and I'm grateful when I hear somebody that's famous come out, because it really, there's such a bad stigma related to addiction, and it's so prevalent these days. Younger and younger kids, and no matter what walk of life somebody comes from. So it just brings it to the surface a little more when somebody that we see, on television or we hear on the radio, is human and succumbs to some of these things, because really, unless you're famous, you don't hear about the awful deaths and the awful struggles that people have. And when we hear the stories of some of these famous people, to me, they really represent tens of thousands of people that are going through the same thing day in and day out, but they're not famous and nobody can relate. And then when we hear a story of maybe a Mel Gibson or a Charlie Sheen, sadly enough, we can relate and we can, identify with them, and the stigma is a little less, I believe. But recovery and addiction is definitely what we all in the profession strive for, the recovery part, that is. I'm looking forward to meeting you at the conference. And, Jesse Fortner and the Foundation's always puts on a top-notch conference. I have here, you are a member of the board with the Source Board?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that before we leave.
Sure. Source is a group of leaders in the music industry, women in the music industry who are leaders in some capacity, and we get together on a regular basis for educational workshops as well as networking. And it's a way to provide support in addition to education about what we're all doing. So, and Music Cares, again, is a unique entity in the music industry. I wish every profession had a Music Cares, because it's when people in this profession hit a bump in the road, whether they're at a record label or whether they're an artist, whether they're a road guy, a bus driver, whatever capacity they are in the music industry, we can kind of help pick them up and dust them off and send them on their way. So, and it's rare that an industry takes care of their own, and that's what Music Cares does. So we get involved in many things, not only in the treatment world, but again in the music industry specifically, just to let people know that we're here to help if somebody struggles in any kind of way. So, but Source has been terrific. I've been on their board for almost 10 years. So, and they're one of many music entities that, again, is around to just help support one another. So,
I also see you're with Cumberland Heights on the board there. I know Tom Gentry. I don't know if you know Tom.
I don't know Tom. I know Tom's name. And actually, I was at a Cumberland Heights fundraising event last night, and they're a terrific facility. And they're one of many facilities that offer Music Cares at a greatly reduced rate in order to provide us, as a nonprofit foundation, the ability to send our clients, as many clients as who need our help, to treatment. So we're so fortunate for our partners around the country who, again, provide us at discounted rates so we can get our folks the treatment and the help that they need. So, but they are terrific, and I'm looking forward to meeting you as well. I think it's going to be an amazing conference, and those who aren't yet aware of it, I think there's still slots available to come and participate, and the more the merrier. We'd love to have as many folks there who are interested in this topic to come and say hello and to participate in what we think is going to be a pretty fabulous week.
Debbie Carrol, Executive Director of Music Cares, I want to thank you for all the great work you're doing there, and please give us some contact information where maybe some of our viewers, we have about 30 to 40,000 viewers. A lot of them are in the recovery field. We have professionals watching. We have, housewives watching. Give us maybe some contact information or maybe a website where they can find out more.
A couple of websites, I'll give you three. We're an entity of the Grammy Awards, so you can find us at www.grammy.com and also musiccares.com. We also have a new initiative called Be a Part of the Heart, and if you want to learn more about Music Cares, check out beapartoftheheart.com. We also have toll-free numbers, which is 877-626-2748 is a toll-free number if people would like more information. And we'd love for folks to learn about us and get to know us and vice versa. So I so appreciate this opportunity, John. This has been really terrific, and it's thank you so much for your interest in Music Cares and also your interest in this conference. We're, again, really excited about it.
Well, we always like to get the word out, whether it's Foundation or Music Cares, about some of the great work you guys are doing out there. And thank you again for being my guest, and we'll see you at the conference. Debbie Carrol.
Terrific. See you soon.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
And we'll be right back. Life Addictions, the recovery program, has been under development for over 3 years. It's personal, portable, and more importantly, it works. My motivation to start this business was to help people with addictions, to literally help save lives.
We're best known for our delivery system. It's called the Recovery Pod, embedded with life-saving audio. Just open it up, turn it on, and hit play.
Along with your Recovery Pod, you get a 4-page laminated follow-along guide. What sets us apart from our competition is our message. It's uplifting, inspiring, and to the point.
My name is John Laus, the creator and developer of Life Addictions, the recovery program. Our model of recovery starts with clarity. Clarity from the minute you wake up and open your eyes. Knowledge and know-how. Know-how are the things that motivate a person to change and take action, like your health, your family, a life that works, and a life with a purpose. Life Addictions, the recovery program. Visit us at our website at lifeaddictions.com. Hi, and welcome back to Life Addictions, the recovery show. Debbie Carrol from Music Cares was a great guest. I encourage everybody to check out the conference coming up in Palm Beach. It is at the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach. It is called Fame, Power, and Recovery. And it's going to be one of the top-notch conferences, probably in the USA. Foundations and Music Care puts on a great conference. I was there last year for their intervention conference, and I encourage everybody to check out at least the website, and if you're in the South Florida area, please attend. We want to get back to our show and talk a little bit about our program, Life Addictions Recovery Show. We've had some great guests on, and we have a great product here at Life Addictions Recovery Program. It's called the Recovery Pod, and if you see it here, it's a small MP3 player that's already downloaded with audio. Inside this box, you get a headphones, charger, and it's already downloaded with audio. So all you do is open it up, turn it on, and hit play. Now, the funny thing about that is we made this program, this product, as easy to use as possible. It's an audio recovery program. It's about an hour and a half long. It has 14 different tracks, and it's a direct direct program for a person to follow. Very easy to listen to, and it's based on a couple laws of learning. The law of repetition. The more you hear something over and over again, the more it's going to be learned and the more you're going to retain it. the law of recency. The more you hear it, the thing you hear most recent is what's going to stay with you and be retained. A couple things about this product that we just found out. We sell this product to individuals, to rehabs. And as easy as it is to use, we find that some of our clients that buy this product don't know how to use it, don't know how to open it, don't know how to, it's very, very simple. But for those of you that purchase this product that's in the South Florida area or even in other states, we are going to supply you with a training program. We are actually going to not only sell you this product, but we are going to come out personally and give workshops on how to use it. And the reason being is we sell 10, 20, even 100 of these products to our customers, and a lot of times they just sit on the shelves. So in order to alleviate that problem, we are now going to come out to your facility and we're going to provide the training for free. All you have to do is buy the product and we'll come out. If you're in another state, we'll do it via Skype. But the thing is, we want you to use this product. And, it's not so much that you just buy it, but we want you to use it. I had a client that called me last week, or actually several weeks ago, and she bought a drug and alcohol recovery pod. And her daughter, who was about 35, relapsed. And she says, your product doesn't work. So I said, well, how did you use it? Did she listen to it? And she didn't even open it up. And, I call around to some of the rehabs, and they haven't implemented it yet. So what we want to do, starting from today, if you buy our product, we are going to show you how to use it. We're going to come out. We're going to host a workshop. 2, 3, 4 workshops once a week. We want you to implement. We believe in our product, and that's why we're coming out, and we're offering you this free workshop, this free training. We believe it works. We want you to use it. It's one of the most easiest recovery programs to use. It's amazing what you can do with technology today. You see these iPods, these units, everybody's using them, they're listening to music. This is for recovery. We have one for drugs, we have one for alcohol, and we're coming out with a brand new one specifically for prescription drug addiction. Check us out at lifeaddictions.com. A lot of rehabs use it for inpatient, for outpatient. VA centers have purchased our product. The Justice Department has purchased our product. We want this product in the hands of everybody that's suffering with addiction. We've also had people in recovery for 10 or 20 years that use our product. Again, the audio is already downloaded. The headphones are included. There's a charger in here. As simple as that sounds, we still have clients that are purchasing our product but really don't know how to use it. So, in order to alleviate that problem, we're going to provide training. We're going to come out via Skype or personally to host workshops if you buy our product. It also comes with a 4-page follow-along guide. It's laminated. Studies have shown that if you can see a little bit about what you're listening to, your retention rate is going to be much higher. So you get a little bit about a visual, you get the audio, which is key. Now, as you all know, there's commercials on TV about this one recovery book, Addiction and Recovery. And they say, buy the book if you have an addiction and you'll get cured. Now, my experience, I'm a certified recovery specialist, is that if you're in the thralls of addiction, your reading comprehension is really not that good. So I find it very tough for anybody in addiction to read a book, that's about an inch or two thick. The audio recovery program is just that. Audio. Headphones in, turn it on. It's even a great sleeping tool. You can turn it on, and it's a great sleeping tool to fall asleep to. Use it as background noise throughout your day. We have some of our clients that take it to the gym, that run with it, or they just sit there on their couch and listen to it. However you use it, the key is to use it. Addiction is a very powerful thing. It devastates lives. And this is another recovery tool you can use. It's under $100, and it can be a lifesaver. It works best if you're in 12-step meetings or in counseling, but if you don't have any of that, if you need a reminder throughout your day of how life can be like without your drug of choice, whether it's alcohol or drugs. My name is John Lausch. This is Life Addictions, a recovery show. Check us out at lifeaddictions.com or at 717-991-4755 to call and inquire. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.